welcome back to Wendy's Colouring, and today's video is obviously my what am I going to colour in April video. And it's been a tricky month to try and pick things this month because it's a bit of a contrast. I've got a little bit of time off work, yay! So I'm thinking, yeah, maybe I want some more pages that are a bit more involved, there's a bit more going on with them. But then back to work, and it's a very busy period at work, so then I'm like, ooh, maybe I want some simpler pages then, because worn out, tired, not much time, all of that. So it's been quite a tricky pick this month. So I've got a couple of returning books. I think that's what I certainly have. Mouse Guard. I did the first one of these in March, David Peterson. This was new to me this year, this book, although obviously it's not a new book out. So I've picked a few pages in here. Paper in this book seems quite good. I quite fancy this page. Helps if I'm on the screen. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? So you've got butterflies, you've got this nice lily, and then you've got three of the little mouse characters. Oh, look, he's playing a little recorder or something there. Thought that was quite a nice little page and not too complicated. Got a nice frame round it. So the actual space that you're working in is quite small. So I thought that's quite an achievable page. Plus I get a bit more familiar with this paper and how it works and all of those before I go on to some of the more shocking pages in this book. And then it's kind of pretty similar, isn't it, really? But I also quite fancied this little snail page. Got these nice little pretty flowers, a little bit of background. Again, feels very achievable page. I think that might be quite nice. If I'm feeling brave, I have also pinpointed this page, which is clearly not going to be an easy page. Quite a lot going on, quite a bit of water space. You've got this fantastic sea, and it said sea lion then, seahorse. No brain again, as per. And then obviously a little mouse that appears to have some kind of seaweed crown going on. Quite scary creatures, I'm guessing some kind of eel. And then all this kind of coral and bits and pieces like that going on, which again could be quite interesting. So depends whether I'm being a chicken or I want a more complicated page. I picked those out in Mouse Guard by David Peterson. And that's on the shelf. Then I haven't coloured in this for a while, but this is one of my books that I really do like. So Alice's Little Wonderland by Francesca Rossi. I've done one page in this already, but I quite fancy it. These seem to take me quite a bit of time, which is why I'm picking it now, because I've got a little bit more time. So I am thinking if I did this, I might do the double, because obviously this bottle kind of goes with the bottles that are in this section. So you've got this side that's a bit more complicated with the objects and obviously her legs, and then you've got the Drink Me bottle that you can make a bit of a big deal out of. And then I thought maybe if I've not got time for the double, I could just do the cheeky mice in the water. That would also be quite nice. Or if I'm feeling really brave, I love the drawing on this page. Some of these characters are just amazing little drawings. I really do quite like them. It's quite a funny little page. Look at that cheeky crab. They're just really lovely, random pair of legs going off the side there. So yeah, I do quite fancy colouring some of these little cheeky characters. They do interest me as well, but there's a lot going on this page, and obviously this is going to take quite a bit of time. Look at him. What is he? Some kind of lizard? Who knows? But yeah, I quite fancied this page. There's some quite interesting little bits and pieces, and again, if I don't do the underwater page in the Mouse Guard book, I might do these little fish in this one. This also does interest me. Although, what is this? Now I'm looking at it, I'm like, what is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, there's a bit of a shoe, look there. There's a fish tail in a shoe. There's more shoes. Or is it all bits of clothing or something like that? I don't know. Maybe I'll have to think about this page and figure this bit out before I start. Maybe that's a bit of a shoe as well. Don't know. But it's also on my list of possibles. But I would like to try and do something out of Alice's Little Wonderland, an entertaining colouring experience by Francesca Rossi. And then another old favourite that I did not colour in last month, but I would like to, is my lovely Vintage My Room book by Chunzo. I've picked out again, I'm off, so I'm kind of feeling like I should do a double, because I do like this book so much, but there's so much going on. Russian dolls, I do like doing them. There's so much going on. I think this is some kind of like lounge room, isn't it? But there's so many interesting little bits and pieces, like oldie-fashioned telly, cat's bum, some more little, are they like little egg cups or something? These two little characters there. Oh, look at that little lamb, that's cute as well. Yeah, there's just so much on this page, isn't it, that I just go, oh, look at that, oh, look at that. Just can't help myself. So yeah, I definitely would like to feel brave and have a go at that. If I'm feeling a bit less like I can do a double, this is also quite an interesting page. Although this kind of feels like it needs to be very kind of 60s, 70s in colour scheme, because it's got all the kind of very 60s, 70s pattern work, hasn't it? And the repeat patternage going on. So there's that one. Or again, if I'm chickening out, I still do quite fancy this little dressing table that I don't quite keep getting to. And I think I had another one pulled out. Oh, didn't I? Yeah. Merry-go-round. Love a merry-go-round. And this is very cute with the little different animals on it. Obviously it's supposed to be a little painting, but I quite fancy that as well. I'd like to do one of the more involved pages, but I definitely would like to do something out of one of my favourite books, Vintage My Room. Then I've picked two little small books for quick colours. So obviously being April, Easter month, I'm going to try and do another little page out of here. I haven't picked one in particular, but they're only little A6 little cards, so I'm probably more likely to do one of the scenes rather than the wallpapery pages, but there's not that many pages in here anyway, so yeah, I'd like to do one out of there. And the other book that I've picked for quick colours this month is Emma's Tale by Grazia Salvo. I've had this again too long, I've not done anything in it, so it's an uncoloured book to me. I'd like to do something out of this one. Again, they're all little quick little drawing pages. I've not picked a particular one, but I'd like to work in this one because it's such a beautiful book. It's so nicely bound. You can just about see the lovely texture on the surface. Really nice paper. Yeah, it's a lovely thing. So I'd like to do a little bit out of that because that feels a little bit wasted, just sat there with me not colouring it. Then I've got a whole chunk of uncoloured books that I'd like to try and touch. So this was a Christmas present. Lovely book. Again, really nice illustrations. I've just pulled that panel up and now they're poking my arm and it's annoying. I picked a few different pages. I could go through every single page in this book. This is the issue, but I thought this was quite pretty. I quite fancy that. I'm going to whiz through these because there's quite a few of them. I quite like this little girl with the antlers, with the little creatures as well. I think that's quite pretty and cute. This one kind of reminds me of me. Look, Wendy, your hair looks like it's been dragged through a hedge backwards. Yeah, here it is happening. So that kind of appealed, because that is my natural hair state, frizzy. This cute dragon is very cute. Also fancy that. I could have labelled quite a few more pages, but I thought, no, that's enough. Stop now, that's plenty. And the other one that I also got for Christmas at the same time, Twilight Garden by Marie Trolle. No, never know which it is. I've labelled a couple of these in here. I quite fancy this little bird amongst the flowers. Not too complicated, but just one of those that you can just really enjoy and not have to worry too much about the details in it. I think that's quite a nice little page. I also quite like this little cat, because my brother bought this and he has two little cats, and I thought maybe I could do this cat like the cats amongst the flowers, because that's quite cute. There's also this other little cat that I was also thinking, oh, that's quite pretty with the flowers on as well. Cuddling up to a little bird. It's not what my old cat would have done. Cuddling up to the bird. No. It's got one on its head, look, as well. But I thought that was also lovely. This is another lovely, lovely book. But Twilight Garden by Maria Trolle. Then another book that I've had quite a long time, and I keep swerving from working in it, and I don't really know why, but Enchanted Season by Natalia, and I'm not going there. This lady. I've had this for a while, and it's very kind of Hannah Carlson-esque. Kind of has a flavour of Hannah Carlson. But for some reason, yeah, I just haven't made myself colour in it. Paper in it is lovely. It's really nice, thick quality paper. I've not done a portrait for quite a while now. I think way before Christmas was the last portrait I'd done. This could be quite interesting with these kind of jewelled flowers and jewelled bugs on it. And just to make life complicated, there's some candles for some light sourcing as well. Spider, no one wanted you on that page. So that one is, I'm thinking, possible. Then, yeah, I think I was thinking this side with the lantern. You've also got some more little jewelled bugs. You've got some flowers, more candles to make life difficult in this lantern. I thought that might be quite interesting with the little moth features on it as well. I've also ummed and ahed about this very strange lady that appears to have, I know it's kind of cutting her off a little bit, you've got leaves on her head that look like little oak leaves, but then we've got random jellyfish on this page as well. So it's quite a strange mix of things that I'd really need to think about how that's going to work, because that's quite a mix of things, isn't it? Whether she stuck her head in a pond, is she underwater? She got her eyes closed, so she could be, couldn't she? But I thought it was quite an interesting page. I'd have to think about how I'm going to go about making that look, or if I'm chickening out. There is, yay, a little mushroom page, but sadly with a snail. No one wants snails on them. But it's also quite cute. It's got this little lantern on it. Quite a bit of space though, isn't there? So again, I'd have to think a little bit about how we go about that. But I think I'd like to get something done in this book because I've had it a long time and I've not done anything in it. Maybe even if I just did the intro page with this giant ant and his little clock. Don't know. Maybe that would be good for Easter though, wouldn't it? Giant Fabergé egg. Should have put that one in, shouldn't I? How did I miss that? I think I swerved the first page when I was rooting through. Might also do that one. That would seem appropriate for April, wouldn't it? But yeah, one of my uncoloured books that I'd like to have a go at. Just nearly knocked my light flying. Another uncoloured book is Burr and the Wonderful Town by... not going to go there. Again, I don't want something too complicated in this book because I've already picked quite a lot of complicated pages. But I thought these birds going up and down the stairs, that is quite cute. I also like these little pictures. That is also lovely. I'm thinking that's a distinct possibility. And then, yeah, I was looking for something easy, but then I saw this train and I'm like, train, that's cute. And look, they've got a little bike, crocodile on the train, penguins on the train, little cat having a wave on the train. Yeah, it's too cute. So even though I was looking for singles, I ended up picking a double because that's just too cute. Then another uncoloured book. I've had this quite a while now. A couple of Christmases ago, I think. Jasmine Beckett-Griffith, Mermaids. Colouring book. I don't know what it is about this book. It just does not call to me. But I've thought, I want to see what this paper's like. Because I think the new Christine Karen book is by this same publisher, isn't it? And so it's the same paper. So I'm interested to see what I think of this paper and how I work in it. So I thought, I have this paper, I need to do some work on it, and then we'll see. So I've picked some kind of these little thin images at the back that I quite like the look of. It's not too mermaidy. Got quite a lot of flowers, a bit of a tail, and obviously a little bit of the face. I thought that might be a good start. And the other one, where is the page? Perhaps not a simpler page, but this one I thought was quite nice as well. Not too much massive eyelashes. I thought that might be quite an interesting page. Or this one I also quite liked as well, with the fish right next to it. Thought that could be quite interesting. But yeah, I think before I plump and buy the Christine Caron, I need to see whether I like this paper, whether it's something I would want to work in. And plus, I haven't worked in this one, so I'm thinking good time to solve both of those problems in my mind. And yeah, still going, sorry. This one I got last month. I'm going to have to look what it was called. A magical colouring book that takes you into a dream world by, I don't know, Xiong, is it? Winning? I apologise, I've probably just butchered that really badly. But yeah, I love this little hot air balloon that looks like it's made of little patchwork quilts. Got little buttons on it and flowers. Delivering the love mail by the look of it. Thought that was quite cute. I quite like it. The other one I quite like, and I kind of feel like this one almost feels like it's through windows of a train or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting the idea wrong, but certainly windows. But I thought actually I could just do like a third of this, couldn't I? I could do that one, or I could do the middle one, or I could do the end one, or if I'm feeling adventurous, I could do more than one of them. But I might just do one of the thirds of these. That would also be quite a nice start in this book. And I do really like this little car that's got little burrs in the wheels and burrs on the front. I think that's also quite cute. Very strange looking moon as well. So yeah, I quite like to have a go. Again, see what the paper's like in this. It's pretty good, thick paper, so I'm hoping it will take quite a bit of different mediums. Oh look, there's another burr in that flower. Anyway, not picking another one. This one in, I'm going to have to look, a magical colouring book that takes you into a dream world by someone who I can't pronounce. But it's in my last month's haul if you want to have a look at it, from Ali. Enchanted Earth by Melpomene Chettypenny G2. Obviously, I was thinking I would like to work in that. New to me last month, not touched it yet. I'm thinking I may do this as a bit of colour wrong, maybe. So I've I've got to be honest, I was trying to pick ones that looked a little bit simpler because her pages take me ages. There aren't really simple pages, are there? But I quite like this one where you've got the shell that turns into a little kind of mountain scene, and then you've got the flowers in the background and a bit of a snail. Thought that was quite interesting. I'm not going to describe it as cute because it's got a snail in it. If I'm feeling a bit more adventurous, you've got these with the fairies playing the harp, with the fish diving out. There's a lot of little curly, swirly, tiny little things along here though, so it kind of rings alarm bells of this will take you hours. But I do like it as a page. I also quite like this butterfly page, which again you've got two different scenes going on as well as the flowers. And then this one also, I thought, normally I'm a bit anti-mermaid, but I seem to have picked quite a lot of watery things this month. I kind of feel I'm in the mood to do some water scenes this month, so this I think is a beautiful page. Again, this does worry me because I do feel the need to colour them in individually, and that's just stupid. Paint over it, Wendy. But the page is really interesting. It's beautiful. It could be a lovely page. Interested in it. And then finally, I quite like these kind of symmetry hummingbirds that are going on. I think it's basically the same image, isn't it? So that's the only thing that does worry me. I'm going to get fed up once I've done one of all of this floral thing, and then I've got to do it all again, basically. I don't think they're the same now I'm looking at them, are they? Because those are not over there. Are these kind of like different seasons of the same plant? Because those are the same, aren't they? Those are in there. But those are definitely different on the edge, so maybe just the edge is different. Maybe I'm making it harder work than it needs to be. But yeah, I'm thinking I might do something in Enchanted Earth by Melpomene Chettypenny G2. And then I've got two more, you'll be relieved to know, uncoloured books that I'd like to try and persuade myself to work in. So Snow White by Fabiana Attanasio. I picked a few lovely pages in here. I quite like this one, this portrait. I even quite like the little bird, even though he's a bit patterny. Dwarves is Snow White. I quite like the costumes. It does interest me to have a go at doing them. Or I also quite liked this page, where she's having a dress fixed. That also interests me. Or quite like this one as well. So they're very much of a muchness, those pages that I've picked. But yeah, something that involves clothes and pattern out of Snow White, Fabiana Attanasio. And my final one was another new in last month, Dolly Dingles by, oh, did I write it down? I wrote it down, but I put it on upside down. What an idiot. By Grace Drazer by Argo 9 Studios. And I've just literally picked the British page. I don't know if I'll do all of them. I might just do one of the costumes. Not decided, but I thought I might have a go. Again, just to see what the paper's like. It does have this print on the back, so that might cause problems. It's not the thickest of paper, but it is reasonable paper. It's no Amazon paper, it's better than that. It's pretty smooth, so that is also something to think about. But yeah, I like to do a page out of Dolly Dingles, and that is, yeah, quite a lot of books. Excuse my creaky chair while I try and lean over to get some of these. They're just books everywhere. Far too many books. I'm not going to get them all done, but if I get some of this pile, not you bunnies, if I get some of this pile done that are all uncoloured books, then I think I'll be happy. Then I'm ticking off some books that I've not worked in that I should have worked in because they're lovely, and obviously there's some new books in this pile as well, so it ticks off me adding uncoloured books to my massive pile. So yeah, a lot of pages. I'll get some of them done. And that's where we are, and I'll enjoy the process, and that's all it's about, isn't it, for me? So hopefully with some books that have interested you along my journey of a million pages. Thank you very much for watching. Obviously always interested in hearing your thoughts on my selections. Hope you're enjoying your colouring. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.